God bless you. This is Corvishay Hernandez, and welcome to Apostolic Minutes with God. This week, I really want to concentrate on the concept of growth and to address, the different aspects of our life that need to be impacted, need to be always growing in our life. I want to begin first with a spiritual growth or spiritual maturity. We use the word spiritual so lightly today. For some people, they might claim, I am a spiritual, but I'm not religious. But we don't really know what they mean by that expression, by that statement. There are signs of healthy spiritual maturity, and I want to speak about that very briefly. The first thing that I wanted to address today is that there is a kingdom principle of being born again. This was introduced by Jesus Christ in John chapter 3. Now you have to understand the concept of being born again has an implication, and it's this: that just as you are born again, you have to grow again. Now, this growth is not physical growth, it's a spiritual. For the statement, the principle of being born again, it speaks of being born of the Spirit. So just as you are born physically out of your mother's womb, and you have to grow in life because it's a normal thing to do, so it is a spiritual. You cannot stay in the same place as spiritual. You have to be growing because it is a natural expectation of the kingdom that you and I grow as spiritual. You see, a spiritual maturity is reflected by certain actions and the way we conduct ourselves. Is also a sign of a spiritual maturity when you are willing to move further beyond the elementary things of our faith. And when I see elementary things, I'm not minimizing any aspect of our relationship with God, but it's important to understand this. When you go to school the first time, they teach you elementary things, but as you are growing, they begin to teach you more complex things. And it is a good thing for you and I to know verses like John 3:16, Jeremiah 21:11, 2 Chronicles 7:14, very popular verses in the scriptures. But you have to be willing to go even further. It is a sign of spiritual maturity when you are hungry to learn more of God. The last sign I want to give you today is this one. A spiritual maturity is reflected when you are conscious about the destructive power of sin, and you, by the power of the Holy Spirit, subdue your flesh and your sinful nature. That is a sign of a spiritual maturity. So it is time to grow, and it is time to grow spiritually. Thank you for being with me today. This is Apostolic Minutes with God.